Evening troopers, I'm fat, and before you said anything, I really hadn't noticed. Welcome to Inside the Man Cave. Been a bit of a busy week this week, so this is my first video since Monday night's quickie. I've got a couple of pickups to show you. I don't normally approve of that kind of thing, but I think sometimes it's nice to show you what you can buy if you've been saving up your pocket money. First thing I bought was, yes, it's a book, the Haynes Manual for Ecto 1. So I was expecting it to be all about Cadillac cursors from the late 60s. But it's not. It's all about Ecto 1 and Ecto 1A. And the JH Mark 1 Ecto 1. Whatever those are all words that I'm aware of that are on there. And it's really thick. Some Haynes manuals are pamphlets. But this one's quite beefy. So I'm quite looking forward to reading that. And then the second thing to pick up today, another book, Game Over. It's about vintage and retro games and games consoles. It's always good to pick up something that might teach you something, even if you think you know everything, because even if you think you know a lot about a subject, there's always some guy who knows more than you, and there's always something to learn. So that's my gaming pickups today. Are they gaming pickups? Yeah, geeky pickups. They're my geek pickups today. I had a pickup last night at the chip shop when a girl fell in love with me. That's a whole different story. Talking about whole different stories, what I want to talk to you tonight is my favourite little dude. R2-D2. You said it, buddy. I've even got a little one here, look. I love R2-D2. He's one of the few characters that were in the prequels that wasn't ruined. I think I really like the fact that they showed the inspiration to R2-D2 in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. I don't know many of you know, but there's a film called Silent Running, which is about this dude who's got this spaceship and it's got all the last forests of Earth. It's a really 70s hippy-dippy sci-fi film. And he's got this big spaceship, and there's like 6 domes or something, and in each dome is a forest of Earth, and Earth's overcrowded and filthy, and he just looks after these forests. And he's got these robots called Huey, Dewey and Louie, because they couldn't think of anything clever to call them. And they just cut about doing all menial work on the spaceship. Now, Lucas was inspired by these to create R2-D2. So that's where we get... So there's a scene in the film where the robots are outside in space and there's an asteroid field, and they're having to fix something, and only one survives. And that was paid homage to. Basically, it said, this is where I stole this from, in Episode 1, when R2's fixing the royal yacht. So, you see R2-D2 for the first time in Episode 1, and he basically just... He's probably quite new. He's probably brand new at that point. And he just lives on Amidala's yacht, and I don't think he probably does much else, because she'll be using that yacht fairly regularly. If you notice, he's on the yacht when they escape Naboo. So that's probably just his lot in life. Every few hours he probably does a circuit of the ship and cleans up, fixes something that needs doing. And I would imagine an R2 unit at the time would have a fairly large monetary value. So he lives on that yacht. He ends up going to Tatooine. Watto takes a bit of a shine to him. I don't know why they didn't try and swap R2 for the warp unit thing from Watto, because I would imagine, like I said, these are probably worth a bob. But anyway, R2-D2, he's great. He's great because he's so positive all the way through, and he never lets stuff get him down. And he's sassy and he's brave. And because the nature of the R2 unit is they're multifunction. They're the Swiss Army knife droid. Because of that, they can do pretty much anything with him. So when they need him to fly, oh yeah, of course he's got rockets in his legs. And when they need him to have a lightsaber pop out, of course he's got room for that. And of course he's got room for a saw to cut him out of a net on Endor. Because he's got all these different functions. And the great thing about him is as well, he's so distinctive. Because that's, you look at that, instantly R2-D2. And you look at that, instantly R2-D2. He's really cool. I like him. There's not much else to say about him. It's a dwarf in the robot. Kenny Baker, I'd like to know how much of R2-D2 was Kenny Baker. I know Kenny Baker was only R2-D2 when he was stood on 2 legs. But if you think of how much emotion R2 got when he was rocking on his feet, and I dare say that if a different actor had been in R2, it might have been a very different robot. He was remote control when he was on 3 legs like this. And I just want to salute. We've lost Kenny Baker, which is a real shame. Salute to Kenny Baker in all respect, genuinely. Because he was in Star Wars. At the very least, right, even if he just sat in that R2 and just every now and again pressed a button that blinked an LED, he's still in Star Wars, isn't he? And none of us have been. Unless Harrison Ford's watching this, in which case, be more exciting in interviews, Harrison. No. Yeah. No. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. So, a couple of pickups today. R2-D2. I could have done with R2-D2 the other day because I had a screw in one of my tyres on my car. It was an absolute nightmare. It was just a fractal of problems. Every time I tried to fix one, it got worse, which is why I've not done a video saying, oh, stutter. That's why I just stuttered, because I'm very stressed. So I've not done a video since Monday night's lightsaber video. So, if you like this, for some reason, like and subscribe. Tell all your friends. And, oh, isn't it hot? It's so hot in the man cave right now. Can you see how hot it is in the man cave right now? It's like, what, 22, 23 degrees? 22 degrees. That's like Greece. Oh, before I go, do you want to know how I would have ended Game of Thrones? So right at the end of Game of Thrones, this is going to be better than the one you saw. Right at the end of Game of Thrones, it zooms out and they're all sat around that table bickering about how to rule Westeros, and it zooms out and it zooms out and it zooms out and zooms out and zooms out and zooms out. Turns out they're all on a grain of sand. And that grain of sand is on the beach at the start of Greece, when Olivia Newton-John first meets Elton John and she drowns in the water. Yeah, mind blown. That's a fan theory. Right, have fun, have a nice bank holiday weekend. The sirens are going past my house, so I think everyone's out there with their fighting juice, their Stella Artois. So if you're out tonight or out tomorrow night, do be careful, and I'll be back on Monday night with a Monday night quickie.